So we're gonna start in. Yeah, I'm not hearing you guys. So are you guys talking right now?
No, not yet, not yet.
Not really.
Okay, okay. So
And,
how about yeah, it's time to start right now, maybe.
Okay.
but
So I'll leave the time to you
wait,
guys.
wait
If you're having difficulty, Nick, I can also do the share screen.
because I have the other bits also from mine.
Yeah, yeah.
The
Ah, yeah.
second part of the screen.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe Verd, you can be the one who shares the screen. Probably that will work better.
Yeah.
Sure, no problem. Okay.
Okay.
So I think we're good. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are ready and excited for another day of learning and also engagement. So Nick and I are back for today's session. So we'll be giving two very important inputs and also another introducing you to very interesting technologies for this afternoon. But I think before we begin, it would be best if we have some kind of recap. All right. Nick, were you able to uh, put on some trivia quiz or questions?
Uh, uh,
Uh,
okay.
if you want, I
What?
also have. I also
Yeah.
prepared some three questions also
Just,
here.
just you are.
Okay. Nick, please. Yeah, very good. Thank you. So this is just a recap. All right. So we'll have a. Not so sure if we have some prizes in store. Andrew, do we have some prizes in store for our audience this afternoon, or only bragging
Um,
rights?
Let me check about that with my colleagues, and then we'll know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have here some three trivia quiz, three questions. Okay. So, I hope you're ready. This is just to break the ice and also a kind of recap or review of yesterday's lesson. Trivia time, right? So, here is the first question. Please give us your response in the chat box. The question is, it is defined as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. What do you think is that the answer? All right. Sustainable development. Wait, who said it first? All right. Congratulations, Lisa. Yes. Oh, no. Sorry. I think it's not Lisa because she said sustainable development goals. Consuelo also just answered sustainable deve. Madison, SDG. All right, I think Sarah Amorsolo is the first to give us the correct answer. This is the definition of sustainable development. It's not yet the goals, it's not yet the SDG, but this is the definition of sustainable development. Okay, so here is the answer. Let me reveal that. So, sustainable development is that development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. All right, let's bring on the second question. Congratulations, Sarah Amorsolo. All right, this is the second question. Okay, so what are the three dimensions or core elements of sustainable development? Okay, so there are three dimensions of sustainable development. Can you give us the three dimensions? Anyone? Okay, again, here's the answer from Sarah. Economic growth, social inclusion, environmental. Very good, no, Sarah Amorsolo, such a diligent student. No, congratulations to you again. Okay, so this is the answer. All right, the dimension on the economic no, aspect, the environmental and the social. No, because sustainable development has to have these three: economic growth, social inclusion, and environmental protection. Congratulations, Sarah. And here is the last final question for before we actually begin. Okay. What is the first listed SDG or Sustainable Development Goal? Anyone? And it's actually the first and foremost goal and considered to be the most important. Okay. Yes, I think Madison gave the correct answer first. No poverty. Let's check. Very good. Congratulations, Madison, for giving the right answer for our third question. Yay! So let's give ourselves a big hand, a round of applause to everyone. Okay, and then there was a question yesterday, Nick,
Yes.
about wait, let me stop sharing first. There was a question about if you're a teacher and you want to find some valuable resources, to teach SDGs or to incorporate SDGs in their lesson plans. Do we have some sites to share? Now, let me share one site that has all the very good resources for your lesson planning for you as an educator,
Yes.
no, or for classroom use. So, allow me to share again,
Yes, sir.
but I'll share my Chrome file. I'll open first here. Right. Share. Okay. So I'm not sure if you're seeing this right now. Can you see this? The this site. So I'll be sending the link in the chat box. So this is teaching about the sustainable development goals. So it's not only one site. You can see here resources. You can click that, and it will bring you to resources about teaching sustainable development, and then lesson plans. From Academy for SC, from United Nations site like this one. Let me click this one. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it. Okay, just for example, that one. So student resources with regard to SDG. You have your youth SDGs playbook, climate box, be a food hero like Peter Rabbit, something like that. So these are some very interesting tools and resources that your students can use. Let me go back. And so on. Now you can also try this one, Sustainable Development Goals Resources for Educators, Learn and Teach SDG. So for this blue text, you can click that and it will bring you to the right sites, no? And some articles as well. No? So these are very good, no? Sites that you can refer to when you're planning to teach the SDGs or integrate the SDGs into your own lesson plans. Okay, let
Okay.
me share this to the chat and then I'll stop sharing. All right, so I hope you're excited for this again for this afternoon. So I guess everybody's ready for our first input. Nick, shall we begin with our first
Yes.
input? Okay.
Yes, we can
All right.
we can go ahead and
Okay.
continue to our lesson for today.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and allow me to share this. So I hope you can see my screen.
Yes. Very clear.
Yes, so today we want to talk about problem-solving skills. And why should we really do problem solving, or why problem-based learning? We are teachers, and this takes me back first to the purpose of education in general. Why do we need to do our education, or why should we learn? We learn so that we solve some of the problems around us. So for our today's program, I want us to take a short moment to brainstorm, first of all, and talk about a little about the problem solving.
Problem solving.
So,
Yes.
yeah, so what is uh, problem solving?
Yes.
Yeah, so what about problem solving? So I've just said that problem solving is that skill that is necessary in all the areas of life. Basically, you need it in the classroom, you need it for the society, you need it in your families, you need it everywhere. So that is why we actually need problem solving. So the classroom, how do we go about problem solving, or how do we teach our students how to solve the problems? So So we can't solve problems by just using the same kind of thinking. We need to think differently. We need to uh, do something that will really create a difference. Because so far, in terms of so many other things. So yeah.
Yes.
So how do you create that difference, or where do you come in, or where do you change your thinking as a
Yes.
teacher or to the students? So
Yes.
that is why I started with a big question: that why solve problem? So what is the problem solving? So do you want to say something about problem in general, or problem solving, before we go to the problem based learning?
Yes. I'd like to react on what you said, Nick, regarding Albert Einstein's quote that we cannot use the same thinking when we want to solve problem, or when using the same thinking as we created those problem, because um, basically we always think that when you say problem solving, we have to use a lot of logic, it's very cognitive, but what we miss as well is problem solving also entails a lot of creativity. It's not only logic, our logical side, logical thinking being used, also the creative side. Now we have to find some new ways, some new methods to address the problem, or find that solution, creative solutions, innovate. So yeah, that's, I think, problem solving is an important skill in order for our children to be able to survive in the 21st century. What do you think, Nick? Right? I think problem solving
Yes.
is a necessity. Our kids will have a hard time surviving in the real world if they're not equipped with this so-called problem solving skill.
Okay, so yeah, this is very true, because if you look at some of the 21st century skills, collaborative problem solving is one of them. That means that we really need to work together. We need to bring our minds, our thinking, our ideas together, so that we can collaboratively solve problems. So problem solving is very important in the 21st century, as you say. I'm glad about that. So what about the basic functions, about how do we what do we do, or how do we start? How do we go about this process? Do we just start solving something? What do you think?
Yes.
We
Um,
need to have some kind of process, right? Or what do you think?
yes.
Say something about it.
Yes, Nick. Based on the slide, as you can see there, problem solving involves three basic functions. So it's not only that you have a problem and then you need to solve it. So basically, in that problem solving process, there are functions, or these three functions are should be very clear. No, first is we seek information. When you say problem solving, it's not just an impulsive decision making, or out of the urge, you know decision making. It cannot be like that. You have to do some research first. Now you seek information, and then out from the information that you're able to gather, you generate new knowledge, maybe generate new solution, new methods, new ways, and then make a decision. No,
Yeah.
it's also a way to test, no, whether that solution will work or not. So basically, these are the three basic functions in problem solving.
All right. So well said. Well said. So what is the problem solving process? What does it entail, or how do we go about solving the problem? So I have with me here some Uh, I have with me here some of the steps uh, for problem solving. So, and the step here I have is number one, we need to understand the problem, meet that problem, go like try to understand it. Out there, when you go, you meet people, you try to ask them, how are you? How's life been? You're trying to understand them so that you can empathize or you can do something to solve it. So first of all, we
Yes.
need to understand the problem, where it comes from, where does it emanate from? Am I the cause? Am I responsible? So once you understand the problem and the situation around you, then you can have uh, some way of thinking about it. Then you need to describe if you have any barriers towards solving it. Are you going to meet any challenge? Are you going to encounter something that you need to work on before you go to that problem? So this then brings us to the next step, because you know the problem and you understand the barriers that are going to hinder you or are going to make you not to reach your solution. So you can come up with better ways of handling the problem. So the third most important step is the identification of the a number of solutions that you have. You need to know how many solutions, how many alternatives are in your hand or at your disposal to get you out of this situation or out of the problem. Then next is to try a solution, and then after that we need to evaluate if we are really doing well. And that process, I think it is kind of like cyclical, because you need to come back after you evaluate the result. If there is still a problem, you need to understand it and then go
Yes.
back. So I think it goes around. It's kind of like cycling. What do you think?
Yes. Yeah, very good, Nick. I'd like to give also the this time to translate it, not to teaching. So yesterday, if I recall it right, I think it was Miss Avril who shared that one of the problems they identified in their community was about the uh so many waste on face mask and face shield all over the community, so something like that. And so when we re- relate this in our classroom, connect it to our lessons, no? For example, uh, um, maybe in your what subject, in your values education subject, or maybe environmental science subject. So you say, all right, class, we have this so much waste, having a lot of face masks, you know um, and then face shields put in the trash because of this pandemic. And then what can we do, no? Or how do we save our environment, and how do we resolve this issue? So you first let them understand the problem, the nature of the problem. It's pandemic, and so people have to use mask, face mask, and face shield. What can they do, no? And then the barriers. What can people, stop using face masks and face shields? Of course not. So I, they have to undergo that process in order for them to be able to really come up with great solutions and workable solutions, and really hitting the addressing the core of the problem. So the process that Nick just shared gives us the steps, that we should also do and allow our students to experience in order for them to develop some best ideas and best solutions, whatever problem that you present to your class or students.
Okay, that takes us now to the next one. And I really want you to just extend it a little bit, because you have now talked about the role in the classroom. So, what's the
Yes.
teacher's role? What's the
Yes.
teacher's role in the problem solving? So,
Yes.
I think maybe as I have listed in the PPT that you can see here, uh, I'm thinking about giving suggestions, not answers, right? Because the teacher is a guide, and you need, and the people you are guiding also have some kind of innovative ideas, because the 21st century student is really innovative. So I think the teacher should just give suggestions and not the final answer, because you need to discuss together and come to a solution together.
Yes.
Collaborative, we said it, collaborative. Okay, so what do you think about other roles? Because you were just sharing it a moment ago. You were talking
Yes.
about the teacher's role.
Yes. When we introduce problem solving as a method, in teaching our kids, and developing the kids, that's the skill to do problem solving. We our role as teachers should always be facilitative. We cannot be somebody who will really tell them each step of the way. All right. So we have to be like a guide at the side. So again, as you have said, we only give suggestions, not answers, because they should be the one to discover the answers, and then offer problem solving heuristics. So you just give them, these are the methods in order for you to arrive at the answer. These are some possible steps or ways, So when you say problem solving heuristic, you're actually talking about the problem solving methods that we have to introduce our kids, that they can use in order for them to arrive at best solutions or best answers. And then you teach a variety of problem solving strategies, no? So it's not only we have this problem, it cannot be that the only way to address this problem is through this one strategy. No, there are a lot of varied strategies which we can introduce to our kids, and for them to explore and discover which strategies will best fit on the problem that they are working on. Allow time for the students to struggle with the problem. So this is that part we're in. We're also teaching our students the patience, the perseverance to work head on the problem, no? Because Nick, I've noticed that kids nowadays are very impatient, very impulsive. If for them, the lecture is boring, they would give up, they would stop. If for them the activity is boring, they would right away give up. But here
Yeah,
in problem
sure,
solving, it's important that we teach them, give them the value of perseverance and patience. There's no solving a problem is not an easy task. It's not just, just a snap of a finger and that's it. You're able to solve the problem. It's a process that will really take a lot of time. So it's best that we allow our students to struggle, even if you are already tempted to give them the answer or to lead them to the correct, or to lead them to the solution. No, allow them to struggle to experience the process.
sure.
So maybe Nick, you can explain the succeeding items as well.
Yeah, sure. Because you have just said it, that you need to give them a task to do it, and then they struggle. So as they struggle through, I think that yeah, you need to encourage them to ask questions, because they are going to encounter some problems. So they should
Right.
ask questions. They should bring in new ideas that they think. In their struggles, they're going to have even better solutions than what we were thinking before. So I think that you are very right that we need to let them struggle, but we need to encourage them to think and collaborate, yeah, with each other.
Yes.
Yes,
Very.
and
Yeah, I
and
agree.
yeah, finally, even if they have that trouble, always be there to provide for them a motivation. Always appreciate them, because they need to know more. They need to go deeper for them to get those troubles. So this is where they need to. Teachers still need to come in again and need to give some kind of motivation, some kind of appreciation. Just tell them, "Oh, wow, that's good, and it's very good. I like that you got this point," or something like that. So the teacher
Yes.
should come in and kind of try to motivate and give an appreciation. And
Yes.
there is a point where we say that they should think and collaborate. What do you say about collaborative problem solving? Because problem solving is a 21st century skill. It's listed as one of the competencies of 21st century. Yeah.
Right. Right. Yes. So when you introduce problem solving activities to your students in the class, especially if it's collaborative, problem solving, you're actually developing them the necessary 21st century skills. And as you can see here in the slide, you can see here what are these 21st century skills. You have the learning skills, life skills, and literacy skills. Learning skills include critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, communication. And as you can see, when you do problem solving, right, you're using your logic, so that's, and then analysis, so that's critical thinking. You're also using your creative side, your creativity, and then making them work, as a group in solving that problem. So there's collaboration and communication among them. Therefore, you're already actually developing the skills, all right, the 21st century skills in your students, right? And you know, um, according to what I've read, it has been estimated that two-thirds of children today will work in jobs that don't currently exist. And so the question is, what skills will our children need in order to succeed? So it's not anymore simply reading, writing, arithmetic, or maybe learning some technical skills, because maybe these children, when they graduate and move up to the world workforce, okay, serving the world already, their jobs might be something new, all right, not a program in the college, in the undergraduate degree, okay, but as long as they have these 21st century skills: critical thinking, collaboration, communication, flexibility, empathy, social skills, the ability to use, technology. These will help them survive. These will help them thrive in the 21st century landscape.
Well, you said it rightly. That will help them to survive in the 21st century. So I want to go now to some another interesting component, and this is now because today we said that we want to ask ourselves: can the robot help us? Can we have some task assigned to the robot? So I will go to the next one, and in this one I want to share with you the T robot. And with me here today, I came with this robot, and this robot is manufactured by the Reading and Rhythm here, a company here in Taiwan. So you can check more about this kind of tool if you need it. But now let us try and understand what is the T
T
robot.
Robin.
Yeah,
Wow, interesting.
what is a T robot? So. Sorry, this is, I was telling you it is from Reading and Rhythm uh,
Yes.
company. So you can try to check it out on that website. You will see more about this. So the T-Robot is something that is used to teach basic skills like the computational thinking among the on the student, because when they want to solve the problems, they have to give some commands, especially when they want to use the robot to assist in this solution. So basically, I will show you that the T robot is using some kind of, it has a sensor, an object identifier. So with me here, I have some cards that it is going to read. So my card here, it reads start. And I also have the card here for a dog. I have one for the car, just for simple demonstration for you. And I have one here for the cow. So how is it going to use this kind of command? Today I want to listen to the sound of the car coming, and then because it is finding a cow on the way, it is trying to stop, and the dog will bark. So the car, and then the cow, and then the dog. So the first thing I will do is to turn on the T robot, and then I will have the I will use the start because I need to give it a command. So I will give it like start to read.
Start.
And then we say that the car comes first, so the car. Then the cow. And then the dog will bark. Then we use go to tell it to do it.
Go. Car.
Did you hear the car?
Cow. Dog.
Oh,
Yes, so
yeah.
that's
So
just
there are sounds there, Nick. No, it's a little faint, but I can hear, the sound of the car and also the cow.
Go. Car.
Did you hear the car?
Cow. Dog.
Did you get it now? I
Yes,
know
yes.
it's a little thing. So that is just for the demonstration for this.
Yeah.
So to end that to end that kind of command, I will end it at that point and give it an end command to to end that process.
Yes.
So, that is just a simple tool. We said that it is helping the kids to learn about computational thinking, giving command, giving some short codes, some kind of solution. So if I needed that process again and again, maybe for it to move from one point to the other and come back, I need to loop it. So I will just give it a command using these simple cards. So another thing is now what is that T robot? Let's try and listen to this video here. Video doesn't play, so I will exit. Sorry for that. I needed to play for you this video here, so maybe I can just copy it directly and play it for you, so that we learn a little more about the robot. Sorry for my ads. Okay.
So those are the parts of that tiny robot.
Yes. So
there
you
are
could say we have the basic parts of the basic parts here. Allow me to go back there.
yes,
And you can see that
the
the
speaker, the
basic parts are the LED, that is a light emitting diode, and we have the speaker, we have the object identifier.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
the charging port, yeah, micro
Yeah.
USB port.
Yeah.
So there's that book
These
the
are
maps.
those are the basic cards. So I want to show you the one for where they are playing the map, where the robot is going to pick some kind of, the mission will be to pick some kind of trash and then enter a planet, the robot planet. Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, so that is here.
So those are the cards.
Yeah, so this is the mission. The mission is for it to pick 2 pieces of trash and then it will get to the robot,
Robot planet.
robot planet. Yeah.
Right. Forward. Okay, so they're using now the cards.
Yeah.
There's forward, and then what's the second card? And then turn left, and then go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can see it is moving, and then it will have to pick that trash for it to pass. So if it picks it up, that is given by the command, then it will
So
go
all right. So that's a
forward,
trash
and then
plastic.
the second trash,
Plastic
yes,
bag.
yes, and then it will enter the planet.
Right. Right.
So that was the first one.
Yes.
Yeah, so you
So basically, Nick, based
yeah,
on what I've seen,
yeah,
this robot has the potential for one, teaching literacy or teaching phonetics and reading to young kids, because
yes,
if they see that card with a car picture and then they swipe it or they have it scanned by the robot, then the robot will say the word and then also even makes the sound of that object.
yes,
Another important uh skill or capability of this robot is you can actually give command, and it's actually teaching young kids, especially even nursery or kindergarten kids, to um, use logical thinking. So when they give instructions, it requires some kind of logic, like turn left, turn right, move around. So that requires logical thinking.
yes.
And I think it's also a precursor to, in the field of science and technology, to do coding, right, Nick?
Yes,
Yeah. So that's very nice and very I know child friendly, appropriate for even for young kids. And what's good about it is there are already some maps and some situation scenarios where the kids will are engaged in that situation and have to make robot instruct the robot to work on in such a way that
yeah,
it will achieve its objective, all right, basing on the
yeah. So I want us to also listen to the robot, more about the T robot in this video.
yes, yes. That's Andrew, right?
Yes, and we are going to show about the robot from here now. You can
uh,
listen.
so this is during the exhibit, no, Meta Edu exhibit.
Can you listen? Can you hear the
We can't
sound?
hear actually, Nick.
Oh, this the sound is slow. Uh,
Can Andrew, can we share the sound as
Right?
well?
We have the map,
Ha-
and we
ah,
also
there.
have the T robot here.
you
This
can
is
get
our
it?
T robot,
Yes, yes.
and we have the coding part.
The
Right.
coding
So
cards.
before we start, our students usually have the textbooks. So
So that's the
textbooks
textbook.
provide an environment, a
Yes.
basic concept for our students. So
Wow.
after
So these are the
introducing
textbook for the
basic
robot.
the function
Yeah.
of them, and we give them a little, dancing class. After
Yes.
dancing, then we will give them the
Some
assignments. Right? They can start their task. So
task.
this is the gift. This is to give them some basic concepts to operate our T robot and to create a story that connects their real life situation. So after we tell the story, we use the story elements to play with the T robot. So here is
Oh,
my uh, this is my story. Okay, so T
so
robot
there's a
is trying
story.
to get out. No, he's going to walk around the woods.
Okay, so he's in the park. He's trying to walk around.
Goes out of the park, then he will bump into lion, and then the lion will eat him. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So here is the woods, and then he has to make a 2x2 square. Right? So how can he walk? So we put these scenarios here. So I move it. I create this environment here. So he's now facing south, and how is he going to perform? He he can talk with through the coding card. So here is a set of coding card. This is the program that he's going to go, right? So he has to turn right and then go forward and then turn another left, sorry, turn left and then go forward. So he keep on repeating the steps for 4 times. So how am I going to make this shorter, easy with the function? No, this is loop cards, okay? So I spot the pattern and I skip these off, right? So I keep on repeating, turn left and forward, right? And we also tell our students, if you want to write a program, you have to tell him how to start, right? You start and then you end here.
Yes.
Yes. So
Start and end.
yeah. So basically,
So let's see how it works.
I will leave it at that. So we have so many others. Yeah, we have others where the children do the learning experience by themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, so I can just give you a brief one again, and then we can end it there.
All right.
So this is fun moment.
So there's that song. They do some dance.
Yeah, they'll be doing the dance at that point.
Life
Then-
cycle of plants. So that's the topic.
Yes.
And then there's the storytelling part. So that's why the company is reading and rhythm.
Reading and rhythm. Yes.
Yes, because they read and they dance as well.
Yes.
Plus they do that with the T robot. Well, that's very nice. You are coders, right? So they also learn some codes.
So some
They
of the
do
important skills is teamwork.
Yes.
Logical thinking.
Thinking. Yeah. As I've said.
Yes.
Exactly. It's logical thinking.
Problem solving. Yeah. And computational thinking.
Yeah, computational, right? So quite a fit, no, to our input a while ago on problem solving. This robot,
and when they make mistakes, as you said before, then
they can debug.
I-translate mo lagi sa browser.
Yes. So you can always correct what you've done.
What you've done. Yeah. So
Right.
that's pretty it. I know there is still much more to talk about the T robot, but the basic thing is that it has more that it can do. So
Yes.
my question is that what does our audience think? Do they think that this thing can be useful in solving the SDGs now that they know more about the SDGs and they talked about a problem yesterday? So it's time to have a quick group work so that we can talk about this. So just a reminder of our group norms: always keep your introduction short. Introduce yourself because you are going to meet different people. So introduce yourself very fast, just name, school, and maybe their subject or something like that. And then select a leader and somebody to report back to us. And then have a discussion of the issue and then share your thoughts with us. Just a reminder. So our task now is very simple. You will need to pick up the issue, one issue from the SDGs, as we discussed them yesterday. Design a problem-solving or problem-based approach in addressing it. What do you do to address it as a person? Then think of some small task or a project that you can use or assign to your students to teach this kind of issue. You've seen the robot, how it was being applied in the classroom to teach them to do some kind of things like collecting the trash or something like that. So that's just a simple thing. So can we go to our groups and then discuss about this? And then most importantly, that I want you to do at the end of it is to try to describe how you can integrate the T-Robot into this task for an effective, engaging, and satisfying lesson. So I want us to
Right.
discuss this for the next 10 minutes or so. Yeah.
All right.
So it will be time to break to our sessions.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll start the group
The breakout, yes.
right now. Yes.
Thanks,
Okay.
Andrew.
Hello, where are the people in this group?
Think
You
yes,
have
I will.
yes, you need to introduce yourselves. You can turn on your camera, your video, and you can interact with each other on this issue.
Hey Nick,
Hmm.
this is Andrew here. So
You
maybe
didn't.
we can start.
Oh, I
No.
thought I joined. Sorry.
Yeah. I put you in group one, so I think maybe you can lead everyone, so you can be the start to introduce yourself. Everyone knows you, but
Yeah.
encourage them. Yeah.
Okay. Let me go there. That's it.
Are we supposed to use the board, the breakout session that was given?
Let me check. I didn't see it.
I think we're we belong to number 5,
Yeah.
but I wasn't able to get it. I was only able to get until 3.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Nick.
Yes. Hi.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
um,
to my understanding, we need to pick an issue and think about how T-robot can be used for this
Yeah.
issue, right?
Yeah. Yes. Sure. What do you think?
I think, to be honest, I'm not familiar with the robot and the code. So maybe we can design one issue first, and to think about how T-robot can be applied for teaching these
Yes.
activities.
Yes. You need to have the problem solving process with. First of all, pick an issue in the SDGs. So, which issue do you want to solve? And then, can that issue be assigned to a robot in terms of commands? And then, then discuss with that.
Yeah, so according to SDGs, so I think the most important skill that we need to learn in this century is critical thinking. So I think that we can talk about how to solve. Maybe you can think about how to cultivate our critical thinkings.
And where the other group members? I didn't hear the other group members.
Yeah.
Miss Donna.
And try
Yeah.
to turn on your videos so that you need to meet each other so that you know each other. Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
I would
try
like
to
to,
share.
but I don't have webcam here. So unfortunately, I want to see you guys and I want you to see me, but I don't have webcam here. Okay. So, Garcia, how do you think?
Okay, I can think of something at the moment, which is about the students who are in their beginner level. Yeah,
Yeah,
students who study ESL maybe for the first time. I think that T Robot would be very helpful because
yeah,
because it will show them the different functions, whether, for example, we're talking about left or right, something like that. So they can really see it and then they would be able to relate to it, even if they don't really understand the words yet. Yeah. So,
yeah, we can use show and tell teaching approach because they are only
mhm.
beginners. Yeah, okay. So we can use this approach, but how about the topic, the issue? So I guess that we can turn them to think about
Because most beginner students
yeah,
don't really like to speak, or they don't really like to, they're too shy. Yeah. So maybe when they see something like this, yeah, they would feel more relaxed, they would open more. Yeah. And something
yeah, it will
yeah
increase,
y-
yeah, it will
yes
increase their
yes and
engagement.
something visual, because the students have very limited attention span. So when they see something
Yeah,
like this, it's something new to them, they're very excited. Yeah.
yeah, it is. So about our ESL teaching, so one of the topic that we need to teach is to have them think about how to solve a situation. So I think we can have them talk about. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about any issue.
Well, I think this is
Yeah.
an issue with regards to the
Oh yeah.
student not being able to talk because they feel shy. Yeah, it can be an issue. Mm.
Oh, okay. So I guess that
I
it can
mean,
be used for like speech
how would you
test. Yeah.
motivate? Yeah, motivating the student to talk, to share, even if it's their first time, they're too shy.
Yeah. So I can say we can say that it aims to encourage students to speak up. So in in order to encourage them to speak up, so maybe you can design an activity. For example, to like yeah, this is one of the function that Tiro can help with ESL classes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And besides for a robot, there is a map that we can give robot the direction or do the assignment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. So about the assignment, so I think that we can use it to talk about like find the shortest route to a place or to get one thing. And when they're doing the teamwork, they can discuss the method, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so basically robot can help a lot when we teach beginners. So how about like intermediate students or high level students? Do you think it helps to teach the students?
Is the T robot capable of like having more advanced information, sharing more advanced information, or is it just as simple as left right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I guess
wonder.
it's just it's just simple instructions.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah, for example, go ahead, turn
Uh-huh.
left, right,
Uh-huh.
or go back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I think maybe it's a little bit limited when we want to teach more issues or
Mm-hmm.
yeah, to teach them more topics or what
Mm-hmm.
happened around
Mm-hmm.
the world. Yeah, so about how to cultivate their critical thinking, I think is the most difficult thing that we to know or we need to learn about how to design the lesson plan.
Mm-hmm. I think with advanced students, like I'm not sure if you're familiar with Alexa. Yeah. Are you familiar with Alexa? I think
Can you
yeah.
spell it?
Like I'm not really sure how it works, but it's a kind of I'm not sure if it's a program, but it's a gadget, um, where you can say,
Oh,
Alexa, can you tell me this and this? Yeah, and then Alexa will tell you the information. Yeah,
I
I
think it's a kind
think.
of AI intelligent, right?
Yeah, I think, yeah, it's like the iPhone when you want to learn something.
Yeah, or
Um,
Siri.
yeah, Siri, something like
Oh,
that. I think those are for the advanced students.
oh, okay. I don't think Zero can do it.
But for the T robot, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so maybe you can, after this meeting, you can search more information about the robot and how to think
Mm-hmm.
about how can it be used for lesson plan or to teach not just only for beginners, but for advanced students.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Oh, and Jen says the robot can be
Younger
used,
levels,
yeah,
yes.
younger levels.
Older
Yeah.
students can use platforms like Lego or Vex. Yeah, there are a lot of
and induced by humans in the
Yes.
environment and what are the impacts.
Yes. So basically, the ideas that you actually shared are very nice. No, you should share that later. Others, how about the others? Maybe you can add on that. Oh, Nick is here.
Yeah, I just came. Looks like you have an interesting conversation here.
Yes, they have actually very great ideas here, Nick.
Okay.
Okay. So Miss Avril shared, Miss Lisa shared. Who else?
Just to build up on the math teacher. So
Yes.
like, actually maraming
Miss Gia.
applications sa coding yung math. So
Yes.
as someone who's like, kasi I went to a high school na meron kaming robotics class. So it has a
Wow.
lot of like greater than's and less than's and measurements as well. So
Yes.
especially when using sensors like colors. So usually colors have like numbers. Meron silang mga number tags. So like if you want it
Yes.
to be blue or like the closer the color to blue is, meron siyang specific number.
Yeah,
So
or
like
code.
sensors can actually like sense it.
Mm.
So yeah, so it actually has a lot of mathematical applications if
Oh,
you delve deeper into it.
yeah. That's interesting. You know,
You with the
I
idea.
think what is lacking, especially in the Philippine education, really is even teaching in terms of science and technology. It's really teaching coding because I think we're weak at that compared to our neighboring, to our neighbors like Singapore, even Taiwan, right? They're so advanced. Even their children, little kids, already know how to do code, no? As young as they are. But here in the Philippines, we're a little delayed. Also, we're breaking out.
Yeah,
So,
lack of funding, I agree.
so this is, the T robot is a promising, I think, technology where you teach coding, logical thinking, and then simulation to real world problems. Uh, Basically. So we're breaking out the session, going back to the plenary in 27 seconds. So who will report from your team? May I know? Who is the who is the leader, by the way? Wala. Okay. Baka si ano no, Miss Avril, any of you no, Miss Avril, Gia or Lisa, the those or who shared pa kanina. So any of those you can.
Si
Ay, ano ba
Angel,
yan?
hi.
Oo, ba't nag-iba na? Ay, ha?
Cindy,
Hi
Butch.
everyone. So you're back. You're back in
It,
the plenary session.
What happened?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
everyone, you're back. We are back here now.
lovely.
I just wonder how many people or how many members are there in a group. It seems
Yes.
um
Andrew, how many members? I think it's different per
it's
group.
different
It
per group.
depends. Yeah, it depends on.
Mhm.
Did you choose your team? Were you the one
Hmm,
who clicked the group?
because
It,
I
it
don't
depends
know.
on
You
how
How,
were
many
just assigned.
people are in the group. So I
yeah,
assigned 4 groups.
All
per
right.
group.
Yeah. So it was Andrew who assigned. Okay.
Mm,
Right. So maybe Nick, we can start the sharing now. Group
Yes,
one has a lot of wonderful ideas actually.
yes, I saw you have a lot of conversation there. So maybe one member from group one, maybe you can come up,
Yes.
the
Who would like to
representative.
share? Miss Avril, would you like to share, or Miss Gia or Lisa? Okay. Please share now. Hello, Miss Avril. Are you here?
Yeah, sorry, I was disconnected earlier.
Oh, that's why. Yes. So would you
Yeah.
like to share your the discussion you had with your team to the
Yeah,
plenary?
sure. Earlier we were discussing for the first concern actually was the irony of the robot being a device that may or may not be sustainable because of its materials. So the group was actually thinking that what could happen after the T robot served its function. So maybe it would be an additional trash. So that was the first concern of the group.
Yes.
And then we discussed that probably hopefully in the future that the manufacturer of the robot will be able to find a sustainable way to prolong the life and
Yes. Use
after
sustainable materials
yeah
maybe
yeah
also.
yeah exactly. And then we also in my context as a science teacher, specifically in the life sciences, it's very hard to discuss concepts that students cannot see in actual in the classroom. For example, ecosystems, biodiversity. So I think the T robot is a helpful tool in simulating possible human activities that may interfere with the ecosystem and can affect the biodiversity, which addresses the problems of SDGs number 13, 14, and 15, life on earth and water, and then climate change, because we all know that human activities also has an impact on the biodiversity.
Right.
And um, as for the mathematics teachers, they said that the coding, the basic coding that we can introduce to the T robot can be helpful as well in introducing logic and mathematical concepts, because I'm not really sure, but I know for a fact that in coding it involves some mathematical logics. So yeah, and I don't know if the rest of my group mates would want to add more on that. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I remembered Miss. I think it was Miss Lisa who shared. Was it Miss Lisa about the mathematical concept that maybe you tell the robot that there's a scenario you need to plant trees, plant 3 by 2 blocks of trees, something like that. Yes.
Interesting.
Very very interesting, Nick.
Yeah, I think can we have also another group? I think from group three, I also had uh, uh, Lovely or some. What was the name? Lovely, I think. Is she here?
Yeah, Lovely is here.
Okay, because she also had something. Or let's have a representative also of group two, where Butch was there, or Caitlin. One person, can you share something?
Hello, this is Butch.
Okay.
Okay, actually, we
Hi,
only
Butch.
had we didn't really discuss much because everyone was shy. But I was able to speak for a few minutes, although I was not able to finish what I was saying. So I said, as an ESL teacher, okay, we usually have small talks with our students before we start with the lessons, with our lesson proper. So I said that we could talk about the things that are happening in their country, like the pandemic. So in regard to that topic, the waste disposal, like how do we properly dispose um, masks? Okay, so things like that. So proper waste disposal.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
all I was able to say during the session.
Thanks,
All right.
Butch.
All right. So I can see that very many
Diana.
people had uh, different ideas. Okay. You want to say something?
I think Diana raised her hand. She might want to say something.
Okay. Okay.
Diana? Diana Rose, you're raising your hand? Or maybe she raised her hand by accident.
Okay, so I was saying that you can see from their concern because I gave out to group three because they also had the concern of the material. Basically, if you can see, most of the things that are working for this T-robot is the chips that we have inside. We have the sensor, we have the LED. So basically, what they are talking of is actually the outer casing, and this is a good idea that everyone was trying to share about the sustainability of this. So, well, I think that is something that we can discuss with the manufacturers if we get other materials about that. So it's a good concern because we are thinking sustainability. I see the SDGs is coming in from
Right.
the
Yeah,
mind.
I
Yeah.
agree.
So I think that one is pretty simple to deal with because it's just a matter of changing the outer casing to a more sustainable
Right.
material. So I think that's a good concern from the members. So I don't know if you have any more thing to add. I think this has been a good session, and these people need a break. I know.
Right. Yes,
Yeah,
Nick. I
so
agree.
maybe you have something to tell them, but I think they really need a break.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think we should proceed now to the break, Nick.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a 10 minutes break. But when we come back, we also have another thing to talk about, and this will be on STEAM teaching and also microbit. So we are still having some other things because I've had people raising concern from the science, from technology, from mathematics. You had all of them talking about it. So we are coming back with STEAM teaching. Don't take too long. We are breaking for
Nick and Bert, let me insert.
Yes, Andrew.
Yeah, so maybe we could shorten the break a bit since we are a little bit over the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe
Five
around
minutes.
five,
We'll do. I
okay?
think.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
okay,
5 minutes is fine. Yeah,
okay,
okay, 5 minutes
okay, thank
break.
you.
So let's take a short break and then we come back.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. See you after 5 minutes. This one. Okay. Okay. Okay, so good afternoon once again. Welcome back to our session. Let's have another trivia. Okay, here is the first question. It is the act of defining a problem, determining the cause of the problem, identifying, prioritizing, and selecting alternatives for a solution and implementing a solution. What's the answer here? Anyone? All right, somebody chatted. Problem solving. Who said that? Ah, Consuelo. Right. So, Consuelo, congratulations. You got it right. It's problem solving. Here's another question. Problem solving involves three basic functions: seeking information, generating new knowledge, and what's the third basic function? Okay, anyone? Yes. Do you have an answer from the group? Making decision, right? So I think the first to respond is Angelica Ilumba. Congratulations, Angelica. Make your won the bragging rights. Making decision is the correct answer, right? Final question. Give. one of the four learning skills under the 21st century skills. All right. Give one of the four learning skills under the 21st century skills. So there were four C's. No, four C's. Give one. Life skills, critical thinking, right? So Judeline Reyes Acas answered critical thinking right. No, Miss Judeline. Critical thinking is one of the four learning skills. No? So you have critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. So I think that's it for our first lesson today. We now proceed to the second lesson. So I now bring you back to Nick.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Pat, for that. And our next lesson, as we said, is I will share my screen first. Okay, I hope you can. I hope you can see the next thing. The next item now is on the uh, STEAM teaching, and this comes from just what we said at the last point, that STEAM. Why? What is STEAM? STEAM is just an extension of STEM. I know many people know about the STEM, the science, technology, engineering, and
Math,
mathematics.
right?
Yeah, but now why do we talk about
STEAM.
STEAM? What is STEAM teaching, or what is why the arts part of it? So the arts part of it comes as a result of uh, we need to integrate also the social aspects, or the creativity,
Creative,
or
yeah.
yeah, we need to also do about learn about how to bring in the people skills, the creativity. It's not just like science, technology, engineering, and the mathematics. I know innovations and technologies can really work pretty well even in the absence of the arts. But we need an art to make it more acceptable to the people, to make it more creative, to bring in the aspects of like we need to bring in other people. Because if you take something that is not welcome by, let's say, a given religion, and you put it in your innovation, then you don't expect them to buy it. So we need
Right.
the arts part to understand more about or to extend our STEM. So
Yes, I agree with you, Nick. Art is more universal for me. The appeal of art is more universal as compared to science or technology or math. Sometimes, especially here in the Philippines, a lot of young kids, would hate math and they would rather do something else or do other subjects. But when there is art, the appeal is, for everyone. Everyone enjoys art. Everyone loves art. Enjoys
yes,
everyone
so
loves
that
art.
is that is what I was talking about. So why do we need the arts brought into STEM? Before, we know that STEM is the items in the STEM are really feeding each other. They are like sufficient, because scientific concepts and maybe mathematical principles, they are all utilized in the technology, and they are utilized in engineering. So we they were kind of like self-sufficient in themselves, we can say so. But we have said that to extend this, or to broaden the bounds of STEM, we need to bring in the aspect of art, and this is what brought about the aspect we are talking about, called STEAM.
Yes.
So by definition, we can just say that STEAM is an extension of STEM that adds arts. But is that enough? Or why do we have to add that? So we need to try to broaden our curriculum so that if we had, like we talked about the flip robot, let us not think about it as, oh, it only helps the arts people, it only helps those who are doing language, or it helps only the mathematical people or computing science. No, it helps everyone. That's why we needed to go to the group to think about every aspect of of life. So we needed to consider how much we can use robot into our areas of specialization or into our different subjects, and that is building STEAM. So STEAM incorporates science, technology, engineering, maths into one educational approach. And so why do we need the STEAM and not STEM? Is STEM not enough? Somebody may say that, wow, oh no, STEM is enough. I don't need the arts part of it. No, the arts there is not crafts. No, it is creativity. It is making it more meaningful. We are bringing in the social skills, the cross-cultural skills. We need to bring more innovation, which arts can also play a part. So I dare say that we have used a lot the left part of the brain. We need to bring in the right part as well. So we have done a lot of deductive reasoning in the computational skills or in mathematics, problem awareness. We have done a lot of problem solving. Most of it are on the STEM, but we need to bring in the aspect of the people skills. So why STEM? Why STEAM and not STEM? Is STEM not enough? Do you think STEM alone is enough? But
Um, I would like to answer that based on the pictograph that you've shown there. When you say STEM, most likely you're only developing not on the majority, okay, of your left brain. You know, the logical thinking aspect. No, the dominant brain that is being developed there when you use STEM would be the left brain. But when you use STEAM, now you're developing your brain holistically, you know? So you're not only having that left brain work do the heavy work, but also the right brain is being tapped. All right, so having STEAM will have a more holistic approach, you know, be it skills, be it in the use of your brain, you know? So it's more meaningful, more interesting, and it's a happier experience not to do STEAM rather than just STEM.
okay, thanks for that. So let's try to look about the aspects of STEM versus STEAM. So we know that I'm having an interesting fact here. One of the facts, I will not go through all of them, but these are facts about STEM. That girls' interest in STEM peaks in the middle school, but drop off in the high school. This is something that is kind of interesting, because they say that when the gender studies are there on STEM, you know that there was an aspect that there was a little low uptake of STEM by the girls than the boys. So there were many that those are studies that have been done, but now, if you bring in the aspect of STEAM, the girl will not drop it off, because there are also still empirical studies that show that girls were good in the arts part. So if they bring in this, then we are bringing in everyone. So when you take STEAM, we are bringing everyone on board so that we can tackle our problems in the society holistically. So that is one of the things, but we know that STEM jobs are likely to grow by 30%. So those are some of the facts. But if you put in STEAM, then it will be even more, because what about the STEAM? 80% of people feel that unlocking creativity is critical to economic growth. So this is nearly the entire society are believing that creativity is the way to go, and get this creativity, we need the arts. That's what we said in the previous discussion.
Yes.
So,
Also, Nick, we have to
so
remember again that creativity is one of the most important skill in the 21st century.
yeah. So you talked about the brain focus. Here is the brain focus. Now, I think you may use it to also, you may talk about it here now, because
Yeah.
they say that the left side that we have been using mostly
Problem
is problem
solving,
solving,
critical thinking.
collaboration,
Yes.
critical thinking.
It's on the
We
left
have
side.
all this, yes. But what about the other
Creativity.
side? So talk about this other side. This is the brain focus. Yeah, maybe share about this left side that is making us to adopt STEAM.
Yes, yes. Um, see, again, the arts of the STEAM, no, will allow our students to practice and also express their creative side, and then, uh, in the process also they'll be g- given the chance to, communicate. These are the skills, right? In the right brain: communication, social skills, adaptability. So again, STEM as compared to STEAM. Okay, so STEAM will have a more holistic approach when it comes to brain development. And especially when teaching kids, it's important that we focus on how we shape the brain of the kids, especially that they develop 1 million neurons per second when they're on the first 5 years of their life. No? So it's really important that as young as they are, we are already giving them the avenue to develop not only the numerical, logical, critical thinking side of their, brain, but so as the creative side, most especially the creative side, because oftentimes this is the most, in the Philippine setting. Sad to say, that is the most underutilized, untapped potential of kids. So although Filipinos have been known for their empathy, no, for their adaptability, but when it comes to innovation, when it comes to creativity, we actually ranked among the, the last among, yeah, in the global competitiveness when it comes to creativity and innovation.
Right. Yeah, well said. So we know that we need the left side, the right side of the brain as well. We need the whole of our brain. We don't need to
Yes.
use it in parts. So yeah, so to embrace it in holistically, or to embrace it as a whole, we need to add the aspect of creativity, and we need to add the aspect of social skills or the adaptability. So I
Right.
I agree with you on that aspect. So let's also see about schools with arts and schools without
With
arts.
art.
So yeah, so you can see it. You can see it there that the schools without arts, they are teaching teamwork and communication as a major focus. But the schools with arts really believe that if we bring in creative thinking to STEM projects, we will make them to imagine more, come up with better solutions. So they really need creativity to make more innovations or become more problem solvers. They also
Yes.
say that the context is motivating and engaging, if in the schools without art, but uh, the schools with arts, or where STEAM is being championed, they it's the strength is that the arts increases the motivation to use them. So we need they have that kind of the adaptable to this kind of innovation that STEM is making. So uh, all in all, we need also the arts. We need to bring in the aspect of the arts in our approaches.
Right.
You can see the teaching style in the schools without arts. They do verbal instruction. They do
Talking and
talking
writing.
and writing,
Multiple choice
multiple
test.
choice tests. Yeah, but
Very
arts,
traditional.
yeah, arts doesn't believe on just a specific thing. They have open-ended question. You need to discuss with people to come up with kind of
Yes.
like a theory
Yes.
first or a way, and then come up with a
You have to be
philosophy of how to
hands-on,
solve.
right?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
demonstrated, and they do lots of drawing and creativity. So there's a lot in the arts that we need. Also, we have some of the benefits of STEAM. So, do you think it will benefit us? Maybe that you can share and
Yes,
say
because
something
of the
about
art
benefit.
side, there is the art component in STEAM teaching and learning. So you are actually teaching now the kids to think out of the box, all right, to feel comfortable doing hands-on learning and express innovative and creative ideas. So again, if we go back to the reality, the demands, the work demands that we have at present in the 21st century learning, company leaders, corporate, officials would value their the if their employee has creativity. All right. So when employees show some creative side, okay, or they're able to give some innovative ideas and thoughts, they are well valued. Because if you look around, Google, Microsoft, everyone has to be competitive, everyone has to be creative to compete, right? So I think that's the benefit of having the art side in the STEAM teaching and learning.
Great. Now that we have talked about the benefits of art, so how do we steam up our classroom? We
Yes.
said that this conference is about steaming up Philippines. So meaning that we needed to steam up Philippines. So, and how are we going to steam up our classes?
Yes.
So this is how to kind of adopt a STEAM approach in our classes. So I just picked a series of some few steps here that I've highlighted in my PPT here. You can see that the very first thing that you need to do is to identify a topic. Uh, so if you identify a topic that is going to bring up the STEAM aspect, like it's going to need a multi-perspective solution, then this is something that is going to be helpful to you. So you need to think about a topic first and then connect it to the
Real
real
world.
world. Yeah, you need to connect it to the real world so that it is a problem also in the real world. And you need to understand it, just as we talked about the problem solving. You need to
Yes.
define the challenge that you will have, and then try to kind of craft an engineering
Design plan.
design some plan and how you are going to move from one place to another, or what you are going to construct to help you do this. Another thing, you might have to look for more resources and try to explain the challenges, try to get more explanation to what you have come up with. Uh, then the next process, or step number 6, I thought about something like you have the students to brainstorm. They need to research and need to get they need to come up with the solutions, like temporary solutions, so that they can, when they reason together, they can come up with more robust solution to the problem that they have come up with. And then you need to guide the students, because they are trying. So, but you are their guide as their teacher, so you need to guide them to select the most appropriate idea, and even come up with a prototype of how
Yes.
to go about it. Then
Yes.
you need to try to test your prototype and redesign the whole process. So again, this is a cyclic kind of process, because it takes us back to thinking about a problem. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So how about okay? There is also still this shows the steps of implementing STEAM. So you can see that we start from the planning part, implementing it, but you need support in this uh, thing. I need to emphasize on the support by the administration, by your fellow teachers, other professionals in the various aspects that you are thinking of offering a solution to. There's also need to be a lot of flexibility. There is no fixed answer to particular problems. It's not like the SDG, you'll get that zero hunger, then you have some button to click and then hunger goes away. There's still a lot to be done to come up to that zero hunger. So that is the flexibility part of it. We also need to keep our eyes open. Yeah, like we need to try to think. We think I dare say not just outside the box, but think without the box. Because sometimes when you think outside the box, you may think of jumping back into the same box. So think without a box. Go out there and keep your mind open to process other information, to try it out, what you came up with, and be ready to redesign it if you made a mistake. That's why you saw the T robot, they were talking about debugging. You have to learn to come up with a solution and debug it to make it better, to make it run well. Okay, so maybe you may want to talk about the STEAM and SDGs uh, because
Yes.
you covered this SDGs. So
Yes,
what
yes.
do you have to say?
Yes. So
Yeah,
I think it's important. Again, our goal here is to teach the SDGs to our kids. And it's also nice if we teach them using the STEAM teaching as a method. Okay. So you can see here S for the science part. You might want to target, SDG number 6, like clean water and sanitation, or what else, SDGs on good health and well-being, right? That can also be addressed through science, right? Medical science. And then for technology, for example, sustainable cities and communities, like about road works, about water pipes and connections, electricity. So that has to do with technology, the traffic. So you might want also to work touch on that. Then engineering part, like SDG number 9, industry, innovation, and the infrastructure, correct. And then for the arts, like gender equality, right? So fashion, crafts, uh, artistic talents and ability. So that can be addressed to gender equality. Even for quality education, you may also touch the arts part there. And then for mathematics, decent work, and economic growth, because economics, right? You can actually use your mathematical skills to foresee what will happen in the future, what will happen to our economy, work on research that has to do with employment rate and so on. So all of these, the STEAM approach, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, can be used to teach the SDGs and to, help students become more aware and also act towards the achievement of the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals.
great. So every time you think about a goal in the SDG, just know that there is a part of it that comes from the STEAM. So
Right. Agree.
if you think about any of those goals, think about what part of STEAM can I use to solve this. So as a part of our lessons here, we have always tried to come up with some STEAM programs for the kids. So one time when I had some students that we were doing the STEAM teaching kind of experience, I made them to come up with different ideas. So I'm just giving you an idea that some of them came up with. So this one was a simple one that we were teaching about the bean sprouting, and they were supposed to integrate STEAM into this kind of science class. So they needed to know about what science will solve here. So they had something like the germination. They need to learn about more about the seed science and every other thing. They needed to learn science. They also needed the technologies maybe the pictures, the presentation of their project or something like that. They needed to know more about how, or even come up with the sensors to tell them when they need to irrigate or something, like when they need to water or something like that. So they came up with that part, and they also talked about something on engineering. They could create and design various pots and holders and every other tools for maybe gauging the water level, the sensing the dryness. So the engineering was going to build that kind of system together, and the arts was the creative writing, because they were to write and develop a digital story about the growth of their plant from day one to the particular day. So they were to create a digital story. So the art of building the story together, and mathematics, they were going to understand so many things, the measurement, the length of the length per day or something like that. So that was just one basic idea. We also had a simple idea here. Idea number two, there were people who were making an ambulance interactive game. So this ambulance was making use of the microbit, which we are going to talk about in just one while. And then the science part of it was they had so many things to talk about, the science principles that are coming in to give the the LED, sorry, the light emitting diodes and that, and then the technology. They were going to bring the communication tool through like a microbit, maybe the lights to show. They were going to bring the lighting and illumination kind of technology. The engineering were to build up the system again to construct the entire thing, and the art was to maybe choose different kind of sounds for the siren, yeah, something like that. And also the mathematics was going to come in, maybe the length of a given sound, maybe the time. So there were so many ideas that they came up with. This was our classroom experience with them. You can see this is a typical classroom in NTUST. So we were making the kids to come up to try out the flip robot, which is also one of the ways of integrating STEAM teaching. So this was an experience that these people had, and that was all I wanted to say about this. So maybe we need to maybe you need to add anything on this. You need to say something on it before I move to the next thing, because I wanted to show something, but maybe you have something to add on that.
So far, none, Nick. But I'm actually interested to, see the the STEAM in action. You know that the students, young kids, are manipulating those robots and putting really STEAM in action. So
Okay,
that
okay.
looks nice.
Yeah, so that was their experience here, and we were trying to make them to like kind of enjoy the STEAM part of it. Yeah.
Yes.
So in the next one, I'm going to talk about this, the microbit.
Okay.
Yeah, I want us to share a little more on the microbit. So microbit is also another tool that we have in this. I told you we have a number of products here, so we just need to learn more about them. And microbit is not kind of like so new to our ears. I know so many people have heard of the microbit because it is a technology that has been in place over time. So to help us understand more about this, I wanted us to play some of these videos here. So again, you will allow me to just copy it and play it directly. so that we know what microbit is all about.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's listen to something about microbit. Oh, I didn't copy it. Sorry, guys. So I have to do it again. So this is about microbit.
The Microbit is a development platform designed by collaboration between the BBC and a number of tech companies, including NXP, Nordic Semiconductor, ARM, and Lancaster University. It's a kid-friendly board packed with features like an LED array, buttons, an accelerometer, and a Bluetooth low-energy radio. To help you get started connecting the Microbit to other electronics, we give you the SparkFun Inventors Kit for Microbit. The kit includes all your basics, such as the microbit itself, a breakout board, a breadboard, some wires, alligator clips, a battery holder, USB cable, potentiometer, switch, servo, temperature sensor, light sensor, LEDs, buttons, buzzer, and some resistors. Additionally, we've posted online guides for creating 11 different projects with the kit. While the main guide focuses on using the Microsoft MakeCode drag and drop editor, we also have a version of the guide that shows you how to do the project with MicroPython. So if you've been curious about trying Python with embedded systems, the Microbit is a great way to get started. The breadboard allows you to use more complex components with the Microbit, like this multicolor LED, or this jukebox that plays simple tunes. There's no soldering needed with this kit, so it's a good way to get started. If you're curious about more tutorials, check out my 4-part series on getting started with the Microbit.
Okay, so that is simply telling us about the microbit. Yeah. So also let's just check the first bit of this tutorial that is talking about in the introduction that he has just said.
To develop the BBC Micro, and later the BBC has returned to give us another educational tool in the world of programming. This is the BBC Microbit. The Microbit is an embedded platform created as a collaboration among many different companies. It contains a variety of lights, buttons, and sensors to help students understand the interaction between programming and the physical world. Over the next few episodes, I'll show you how to create code for the Microbit, make simple pictures, build a virtual magic 8-ball, measure temperature, and communicate wirelessly between two different microbits. One great feature of the Microbit is that you have many options available when it comes to creating code for it. The simplest and most kid-friendly method is using the online block editor in Microsoft MakeCode. We'll be using the block editor for these episodes. However, if you want to get a little more advanced, you can just switch over to the JavaScript editor to see the underlying code. Over at python.microbit.org, you can write code using MicroPython, which is a version of Python for embedded systems. If you want to get really advanced, you can write programs in C++ at developer.mbed.org.
So I think we can just stop it at that. You have seen what makes up the microbit. So that is what we are talking about. That, like, for the basic introduction, you saw that a microbit was started long ago, but now it has even better one. So this is the new microbit with sound and every other thing, with sound, the speakers, and other additional parts than compared to the one that they started with. So the microbit has been is also useful, and I just want to show us some little application of the microbit in the classroom again, how it was used, because it is something that also has been used here, and we want to show you how they used it to make. And I want you to, as you watch these things, I want you to picture in how they bring in the aspects of STEAM in this kind of a classroom experience. Okay. So yeah, so as we watch this again, I want you to see more about the STEAM teaching in it. So this is when the children were learning to make were making a pet from the microbit. So they will start by they're trying to design their microbit. They're making a pet, and they want to make it kind of like to move, to have different facial expressions, and something like
Okay.
that. So that's the pet. So So they are so excited that it can show different facial expression, and also it can see, it can move, and also it can show different facial expression. So that is one area where they were applying it for STEAM purposes. Also, we have where they are trying to do a game of treasure locator or treasure hunt. So you can see this as well, and also see the aspect of STEAM teaching. Think about STEAM and think about SDGs, because we will have a discussion after this. So we have to combine our education with fun, because we want quality education. So we want the children to learn in an atmosphere that is should have exciting classroom experiences. So I'm trying to use the microbit to send signal to locate where something is, maybe like a kind of a treasure hunt kind of game. So you can see it shows the signal becomes stronger when you face towards where the treasure is. Yeah, so it's using it in the field to try to locate where something is.
Nick, Vert, sorry
Yes,
to
yes.
interrupt.
Yeah.
I think it's almost time, and a lot of teachers they have other plans,
Leaving.
so
Yeah, yeah.
maybe we can just start wrapping up after the video.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
okay, thank you.
Thank you, Andrew.
Okay, so that is it. So and
Yes, yes.
that is one of the experiences that they had for the classroom. So it's actually the time for the team also to think about STEAM teaching, give some few ideas, and then try to see how they can employ the use of STEAM in their classes. So the same assignment, it's 10 minutes anyway, but the same assignment to uh, go to your groups again, and you will design a STEAM kind of teaching approach. Think about a simple project, and then describe, just try to talk about the microbit. Maybe a short moment for discussion, then we come back and share as we end.
Andrew said, Nick, that maybe we could uh skip the part on the
Okay,
breakout session. Yeah, because we don't have
okay,
time. Yeah.
all right, all right.
So yes. So maybe we could call in some participants to share their thoughts on how microbit can be used as well, no, for STEAM teaching. Right? Does anyone would like to share their thoughts um, pertaining to STEAM teaching and also the use of microbit? All right. So I think they're a little overwhelmed, Nick. Yes, they've been overwhelmed with so many input that we had for today.
Okay.
Maybe Nick, you can share to us. You can give us some lessons where we can use microbit, no, and also be integrating STEAM teaching as well. So can you?
In my
Yeah.
previous example, I gave you where they were making something an interactive game about the ambulance, because the ambulance is something used to take the sick people, but we need the displays, we need the display, we need the sound, and we also need some kind of constructing it needs the engineering part. So I think I gave it. That's why I said that in
Mm.
the I was to show the microbit after that. I gave you one of the ideas that we had. Yeah,
So microbit can have lights and interactive
there's
lights, right?
yes, and the
It also
sound,
has sound, so
sound,
it can
and
also
it
give sound.
it's also an extension of the computational, because you can use it for coding. I think I also showed you that in the first video.
So microbit is like already creating another robot or a
Yes,
mini robot
it has so many projects that you can
functionalities.
do. Yeah, about so far like over 14 that are designed projects to do in the
Yes,
classroom. Yeah,
yes. At the same time, it's allowing the students to apply the skill they have when it comes to coding, right? So it was mentioned there. There was that Microsoft, coding the Dragon, or was it the Dragon something, and then the Python,
yeah.
and yeah. So it's a way for them to um, be
They can
able to
still
show
they'll
off their
use it.
skills in coding.
Yes, they'll use it for computational thinking because they need to give the commands again.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so I think that's it, Nick. No, we were able to show them some interesting technologies,
yeah,
and we've also given input on problem solving in the first part, and then on STEAM teaching on the second part.
yeah.
So, what is your takeaway? As we close this session for today, what is your takeaway, Nick?
As we go away, I think we should think about a kind of holistic approaches to our problem solving,
Right.
because problem-based learning needs to give solutions at the end of it. So let's try to think about as we solve our problem, let's try to integrate all the five basic parts of the STEAM, that is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Let's try to think broadly. Let's always try to view things on a broader perspective, on
Right.
a team kind of thinking. Let's team up as we solve our
Yes.
problem. I think
Yes.
that's what I can say as at now. Yeah.
Yes, that's
So
nice, Nick.
yes,
Me on my end, building on the input also that we have yesterday. So it's nice that when we teach our lessons, we always see to it as well that we anchor our lessons to the sustainable development goals. At the same time, we find a way that the 21st century skills of our children, of our students, are developed. Skills such as problem solving, skills such as collaboration, and critical thinking, all those 21st century skills, while also integrating STEAM in our lessons, right? Science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. With that, we make, our kids, our children become more globally competitive, ready for the world, ready for the future, ready for 21st century. So I think that's my takeaway, Nick.
ready
So
for 21st century. That is the key word.
yes,
So I think we will love to end it at that point.
yes, please.
I think we have talked a lot, but again, still tomorrow we still have
Another session.
we have another session that has
Yes,
also another tool. We try to find a tool on something on coding bar. Let's come
yes,
and talk about coding bar. Let's learn reflective and see how our classes here have also been trying to do
yes.
reflective kind of
The
approach to
methods on
teaching.
problem versus project based learning
Yes,
and
yes.
reflect. active learning. So we'll be covering those
Start tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And Professor
tomorrow,
Kathy will be with us as well, right?
yeah, Professor Kathy will be back here tomorrow at, we will find her in our tomorrow session. So tomorrow at 2 p.m., again, let's start and let's talk about more technology. Think about it. Give us any suggestions in the chat area, or send us email or anything. Try to or text. Try to talk to us and let us know what you take home, what are the challenges, and let's tackle them in our next session. So I think that's
That's it.
all I can say
All
as of
right.
now. Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. See
And
you
if
tomorrow.
they are still there, maybe they can turn on the camera and for a photo. If
Oh
there's
yes, yes.
yeah.
Andrew, do we do again the photo op?
Yeah, sure.
A
I
group,
mean,
yeah, a
everyone
group
good.
picture. Okay, so everybody, please turn on your camera before we officially sign off for the day. Okay, right. So thank you so much for staying with us. I hope you've learned something new today. Did you learn something new today? Yes. Okay, so I see a lot of you smiling. That's
Yeah.
good.
Okay, it's very good.
Okay.
All right, give
Right.
me a moment. Let me take a picture. Three, two, one. Okay. Uh, one more. Sorry. Give me some time.
All right.
Okay. Okay, 1 second. Okay, let's take a second picture. Three, two. All right, everyone. Cheese.
Cheese.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Thanks, everyone. It's great to
Thank
see
you,
everyone.
Andrew. Thank you, Nick. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone, and for
Thank
those who
you.
participated
Yeah.
and
Thank
yeah, who shared their thoughts as well. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow's our last session.
yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye
Bye.
bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.